All right, so this is my small talk presentation for CM450. A little bit about my background, where I'm from. I'm from Ashcombe, Illinois. When people ask, I basically just say the middle of nowhere because no one ever knows where it is. It's a town of about 300 people, but it's about 5 miles outside of it, basically the middle of nowhere. My nearest neighbor is about 2 miles away. It's out in the woods on like 30 acres ish. I live on a farm. We used to have farm animals. We used to have goats and rabbits, and I currently have one dog and two cats. I went to school at Clifton Central High School. My graduating class is about 63 people, I believe. So everybody pretty much knew everybody there. Real sense of community. And I graduated there in 2017. And some activities through high school, I played basketball, baseball, track, and golf. I was pretty involved in sports. Working from home with my dad, just on miscellaneous things at home. Shooting, we did quite a bit of there at home. Driving four-wheelers and side-by-sides all over the property and in the woods and all that. Just spending time in the woods, just screwing around, doing whatever. Hunting, we used to go hunting quite a bit. I still do on occasion, mostly deer, coyotes, pheasants, just the normal Midwestern hunting experience. And we do a lot of working on old trucks. It's just something that I enjoy, something that my dad enjoys. It's just something we can bond over. Then when I got to Purdue, I have a construction management degree, graduated in 2021. I was quite interested in intramural sports. I played intramural basketball and intramural volleyball. It just kept me active. It was something to do through college, kept me from being bored. I would golf on the weekends quite a bit, just go with some of my friends from class, either go to the range or just get a group of people and play 18 holes on a Saturday or a Sunday. I did quite a bit of boxing during the week. I would train about 4 or 5 days a week. Started that sophomore year and then all the way through senior year. Just kind of something to pass the time, just keep me active, keep me from being bored. Greek life, started Greek life at Purdue freshman year. Still doing that through senior year. It just helped me expand my network, get some friends, kept me occupied. So a little bit about my upbringing. I grew up in a very small town. It was called Crescent City. It's smaller than the town that I live in now. Just a tiny townhouse, nothing too special. Pretty much the same as where I am now. Everybody just knew everybody. No one was a stranger at all. I mean, it was just a real small community. For family, I have one older brother. His name is Jacob. He's 15 months older than me. So growing up, we were always pretty similar in age. So we did a lot of the same things, played sports together. He taught me quite a bit growing up over the years. And my dad, me and him relate quite a bit. We have a lot of the same hobbies, a lot of the same interests. So my upbringing, me and him were together for quite a bit of the time. He taught me a lot of my values that I have today. My mom, we were together quite a bit. My brother was with her probably more than I was, but me and my mom are pretty close. We still do a lot of things today. My parents usually worked a lot when I grew up, so I spent a lot of time with my great-grandma and my great-grandpa. She was kind of my second mom, and my great-grandpa was kind of my second dad. They basically taught me how to do a lot of things like play baseball, how to shoot a basketball. I also spent a lot of time out in the field with them because my grandparents and great-grandparents were all farmers, so I did a lot of that with them. We're a very religious family, especially my mom. We grew up going to church every single Sunday. It was a pretty big deal in our family. So after that, we moved north about 10 miles from where we were to the property that we're at now. Quite a big change, changing schools. I was in first grade, I believe, so had to make all new friends. It was a pretty big change. We're just raised with like small town values, even after the move, because we only had about 600 people in the town, so everybody pretty much knew everybody. There's just a big sense of community. Moving on, some of my biggest interests, the number one's probably sports, especially basketball. I've done it pretty much my entire life, so it's something big that's always been there for me. Some of the teams I watch are obviously Purdue and Chicago Bulls. Since I'm around that area, the Bulls are huge. Golf, played it in high school, 3 years, and then just kind of recreationally through college, just go with a couple friends on the weekend. I love going to Topgolf too. Topgolf is really fun. It's something I enjoy doing. Boxing, obviously, since I did it 3 years in college. Something to pass the time. Learned quite a bit from it. And you also have the self-defense factor, so it's just one more perk that it brings you. Some of the other activities outside of sports that I do is shooting, just at home, pistols, rifles. It's something that me and my dad bond over quite a bit. I grew up doing it. My dad and I have built competition rifles over the years, and we just test them out and see which ones are the most accurate. We made our own shooting range at home out of telephone poles, and it's like filled it with rocks and dirt, and it's about a 130-yard range, so it's a decent amount. We also work on vehicles quite a bit. That's something I enjoy doing a lot. Personally, I have a 1979 Chevy truck. I mean, that thing always has issues and things that need to get fixed, so I mean, it's just a never-ending process. My dad's 86 GMC truck. Once again, I mean, it's not really a project truck, but everything's always breaking on those old trucks and needs to get fixed, but I enjoy doing it, so I can't really complain. For work over the years, all through high school and a little bit through grade school, I worked on my grandpa's farm quite a bit, just whatever he needed with his farm equipment and everything, and he got a bunch of shipments of rock that he needed spread around, and he was building a new machine shed, so I helped out with that. Just miscellaneous things that needed me to do. And then I started working for Power Construction after my freshman year of college. So that was quite a big step from just working on a farm to working in a big city up in Chicago. So my freshman year summer, I was on a 5,000 square foot office build out for Adrian Smith Gordon Gill Architecture. We were just building them a new office about 2 blocks down the street from their old office. And going in there as a freshman, I didn't really know what I was doing, so they put me on kind of a smaller project, just a lot of punch list items and just stuff like that, trying to coordinate the subcontractors to come in and finish everything up. I got there right when the project was wrapping up, and the project manager and the superintendent kind of checked out already, and they were focused on their next project. But after my sophomore year, I was working on a 22-story luxury apartment building in Chicago with Power Construction again. This was a big step up from my freshman year, obviously, but once again, it was kind of towards the end. A lot of the finishes were being done. I just did a lot of punch lists, and it was a pretty good learning experience because my mentor for the summer wanted to be a superintendent, and that's what I want to do in the future, so it was good to learn a lot from him. But my last summer, this previous summer, I worked on a Rush Hospital addition. It was about 450,000 square foot of hospital and about 350,000 square foot of new parking garage. So that was about $500 million. So that was the biggest project I've ever seen, hands down. And there were just so many subcontractors on site at all times, and it was a lot to handle. And I was working on estimating, getting materials on site, and scheduling subcontractors. So it was quite the experience, to say the least. Definitely my most challenging one, but I definitely learned quite a bit from everything because I worked hand in hand with the superintendent, so I learned quite a bit about what he did. So that's where I want to go in the future. So it was a really good experience being out there and just experiencing everything that my future career is gonna bring. So, and that's gonna conclude my small talk presentation.